Good galloping gravy! Why, I've never seen the likes of you before. What strange wonders the heavens have rained down upon us today! A friend, eh? A bosom companion? A pal about town? I've seen nary a Tom, Dickus, or Harry round these parts who might fit the bill. As for me, day-to-day matters here on Alterna interest me not, for I care only about hurtling at great speeds through the boundless expanse of the cosmos. That's right, space! It's spaceflight that consumes my every waking thought and all my abhor, as is in accordance with my duty as a future Alternian crusader, of course. No oxygen, no wind, total vacuum, that is the life for me, alright. Flying in space above the atmosphere, not within the realm of gravity's purview. Wouldn't have it any other way. I have just one query for you, sport, if I may be so bold. Do you also like spaceflight? Do you yearn to see the moon shining above, the clouds whipping by as you chase and tease the impish western wind, and then also keep going past that up into space? Well then, we are in total agreement. Two kindred souls travelling hand in hand into a glorious yet inevitable future of conscripted service in space, which is, as I've already made clear, a thing I most definitely and positively desire. So it seems we have nothing more to discuss. Toodaloo! Ah, I see! You're an individual with a more sophisticated palate. A real connoisseur of the buoyant arts you are. Someone like you would never be satisfied with the anemic affair of traveling through the inky blackness of the galaxies. I believe a jaunt in my hive is ordered. Let's get a wriggle on. Just a hive for dedicated spacecraft enthusiasts, isn't it? Who am I fooling? You've rumbled me, potential new chum. What you see before you is a collage of falsehoods. I'm nothing but an avatar of baloney. In truth, the myriad temptations and desires of space do nothing to tickle my biscuit. The thought of participating in the glorious eternal conquest gives me the screaming meanings. My interest lies in something a little lower down. Behold! My shame! The truth is, I long to toss and turn within the grasp of Mistress Gravity's sweet fingers to traverse the sky. Can such a thing be? Imagine flying within the confines of Alternia's very atmosphere, defying the very convention of what we all know to be true. Instead of down, up. Instead of falling, soaring. Can you imagine? Can you see it before you? Could you ever dream of the existence of such a flying machine? I brought you here to show you my truth, and you treat me to mockery. An airplane, a plane that floats in the air. Flying machines are a serious business. I think you should leave. future's ours to build, my strange-hued and unhorned comrade. What do you think? Does it excite you? Do my ideas rattle your buttons? Aha! The truth will out. You and I share this furtive passion for the indulgence of the air, a dialogue between the troll, a flying machine, and the stars. But far away from the stars than we would be in a spaceship. Cannot stress enough how different of a thing this is. But of course, why, if I'd known a rumbling in the old digestion bladder, I would have shut my apper-toothed sweet. Time for a good old nosh. I yummaroonia, what ho! Now, how should we obtain the victories? We could venture into the great unknown, which is to say, out of my hive. Or we could stay here beholden to whatever twists and turns Lady Fate has in store for us in this nutrition block. What say you, new timer? That choice, buckaroo! Foraging is how I while away most of my time, after all. There's just one small matter to trouble the old brain power. If we're venturing out into the unknown yonder, we should obtain some chow from our lussus as well. He'll be a really grumpy Gustav if he goes too long without his nosh. Ho ho! What a coward you are! No, my lussus. I call him the canary! He's not a persnickety sort. All kinds of bugs and leaves will tickle his fancy. Shall we away? Shall we greet the horizon and rush us forward to meet us with this astounding race? Shall we give ourselves to the current of time's great river? Oh boy, I hear ya! Moving while attached to alternative surface is the worst kind of hooey. The moment when autonomous flight is invented trembles ever closer to the present. Can you hear its approach? The wail of a distant klaxon? The call to adventure? It beckons us forward through the years, a golden thread stretching ever onward to that glorious inevitability. The world is our bivalvular sea critter. We'll go wherever the wind calls our name. But, if that's a short-term answer you're inquiring after, there's a specific plant the canary likes to eat. It's got white petals and leaves as red as a troll's most lurid desires. Could you give me a holler if your bulbs fall on something of that persuasion? What could be better? Up there, free of worldly concerns, the wind in your face and the horizon on your back, seeing the continent spread out below you, finally feeling that your personal aesthetic is appropriate to the given circumstances. What? There may be some superficial similarities to trick the common troll, but in essence, the blood pusher and soul of each, as different as night and day, as a mountain and a ditch, a star and a mud puddle, Don't get a fellow wrong. Space travel is fine. Well, it's the only way to satisfy our bloodthirsty, nearly immortal overlords, and I look forward to such a time when I can be of service in the eternal millstone grind of intergalactic conquest. But it's missing the punch, the pizzazz, the kaboom, the trunk-piece hunk of it all. Fear not, my smooth-headed compatriot. These are not the lustrous rations we sought, but this plant is people chow. What I mean to say is we can eat it. Since we are people, it's food for people, not food made of people, to be clear. That's... What ho, Kalukle! Oh, joy is happening! Oh, delight for the body and spirit! Did you see? Did your being absorb what occurred before your very visage? I flew! Soared through the air, just for a moment, but it happened. An ecstasy like none I've ever known. My strange associate, come on down here. We will celebrate in grand fashion this evening. How did you know that a brief sojourn through the unfettered air would bring me such joy? You're a fine fellow, and truly superb friend. No problem at all, my fine and fervent fellow. However, I believe two kindred souls such as ourselves have more in the way of communication with mere words alone. I think I'm grasping the meaning behind your request. The signal from your transmitter is pinging my cranial orb receiver. I can see what you're truly after is food for the soul! The delectable nutrition of what a troll's truest being craves. The sustenance of thought, of imagination, of desire. That which nourishes the self better than the finest grub noodles. Art, passion, science. You must have a hankering to see my flying machine design sketches. No need to worry. I am fully confident in your ability to take in my glorious blueprints. You've shown yourself to have quite a sturdy noggin and a discerning ganderbump. I would welcome your input. Not so fast. That which I am planning to reveal to you is what I keep closest to my torso pillar. It's not that I don't trust you, my footloose and horn-free cohort, but I think I would like to trust you a little more before vivisecting myself, and displaying my bleeding organs before your penetrating gaze, which is a metaphor for exposing my portfolio. Might I trouble you to participate in a small trust trial? Here's what's been bouncing around the old brain box of mine, buddy-o. I'm gonna tie this blindfold around your face, then I'm gonna give you some instructions, and you're going to try to locate the case where I keep my treasured sketches. If you can find it, it's gonna mean that we trust each other deeply, like two wings working in unison to achieve liftoff. That's how wings work. I'm still figuring out the principles of the matter. What a romp! Are you up for it? Now we're on the trolley. The time is upon us. Time for the inaugural flight of our deepening bond. Time to nudge our fledgling companionship of the nest and see what happens. The left. Nope, my left. Sorry. Okay, meant your left. Now onward to the glorious future that lies before us. Almost to the doorway. 3 steps forward and it would be— Wait! Oh, beans! Ding dang darn it! Well, I'll be a Hornby scrub food. Everything copacetic on you, pal? Shivering stratocumuli! All this time I've been testing you to see if I could place the tender gift of trust in your declawed little hands, and you bestowed upon me the greatest trust of all, knowledge of your non-standard hemological attributes. I am truly honored, flabbergasted, absolutely pushed to the brink of rationality by such a display of faith. Never mind the trust tile, you deserve to see my sketches, just right here. Be back in 2 shakes of a baby Bobby's hindquarters. What's that? Well, I'm not a construction professional, you know. Gotta make use of what's available. Only coloured lowbuds and grubs, of course. Not an ounce of insurrectional spirit in this fellow over here. Fear not, unhorned one. You know, when you crash landed on that planet, I had no idea what to think. Vikare, old boy, you really shut the balls now. That's what I told myself. Telling an alien about your flying dreams, that's roughly kitty and no doubt about it. But now that we're here, you're having a looky-loo at my sketches. I'm thinking it might have been right for us to meet all along. Perhaps the work of the capricious Madame Destiny. Heaven to biscuits. Is that what you think of me? You think I'm the type to start taking people's body parts all higgledy-piggledy? As if there aren't plenty of thoughtlessly discarded ribcages to work with? That's the type of gent you're looking for in these parts? I'm afraid I'm not the type of aggressive heartthrob you're after. We can't all be the macho bloodthirsty romantic hero type, ready to whip out our organ harvesting tools at a moment's notice. I thought we could be friends. But now I see you're looking for something different. My apologies. I think it might be best if you go elsewhere. Misunderstood.